wanted to give you a brief history on HKS, a brief history on where they come from and everything else. And I've been fortunate enough that the HKS representative that's escorting me and helping me out with all this today was willing to come on camera and just introduce himself and say a couple quick things about HKS. So I'm going to introduce HKS representative. This is Mr. Nobu-san. Sir, if you come in and just say hi to everybody right there for me.
All right. Hello everyone. My name is Nobuhiko Uchumi from HKS. I've been working for HKS over 3 years, and thanks to we are celebrating our 50th year anniversary this year. And during the period, we've been working for racing, as racing, and also a lot of time attacking, drifting, and through all that stuff, we've been developing bunch of products. And I hope Nick-san, enjoyed this turbo. Thank you.
All right, guys, welcome back to another one. As you can tell, I'm here at the very, very famous HKS facility. I am so honored to be able to bring this to you guys, and I have something big, really, really big for Project Shinigami. So if you guys have been watching my project build, you'll see that I got my R32, I took it to the track, and I proceeded to blow up the engine. So normal RB issue, I lost the oil pump, seized the engine, and that was that. So I've now been on this journey of rebuild, and it's now taken me to HKS. If you guys don't know, HKS is literally one of the top, if not the top, premium performance parts car building companies. So instead of just keeping my RB 2.6, I went with the HKS 2.8 stroker kit, and now I'm picking up the last big piece for my car. So I'm not going to tell you what that is quite yet. I mean, I'm sure some of you guys might have already guessed, but just a minute. So now, as you can see behind me, HKS has some of the absolute coolest demo cars. You have the GR, well, a couple GRs actually, the R35, and one of the things growing up as a kid that I always saw was their R32 Group A car. Their Group A car was an absolute monster. It definitely lived up to the name Godzilla. The car, I'm sure we've all seen some of the old videos of the Group A cars running, and their R32 was always jumping the curbs, or the berms, coming up on two wheels, just, absolutely flying through everybody. And that's one of the things that got me into cars as a kid, was watching, the JGTC cars, watching, the drags, the drifting, of course, and, I'm of the age, I came up with Gran Turismo. So, getting the R32 in Gran Turismo, that was always one of the fastest cars and everything else. So HKS is one of those brands that got me into cars as a kid. So I'm finally getting the opportunity to build a car and build it with HKS components. Last January, earlier this year, I was out here for Tokyo Auto Salon, and I was honored to be able to do a private tour here at the HKS facility. And let me tell you, the attention to detail, not only that the Japanese people have in everything they do, but also as they were walking us through the factory floor, just the attention to detail that each one of their workers would go through. I didn't realize when I came out here that HKS is almost all hand done. There's very little, automated, mechanical. Most everything's done by hand here. And I didn't realize that as large of a company as this is, they really do produce a lower volume product. And by producing this lower volume product, their attention to detail is so much higher. So on the tour, we got to go through a handful of different areas. We got to see, the suspension, exhaust, everything else. In the suspension area, we got to see the technicians, and each one had their own part that they would do in the assembly line of things, of putting the, the coilovers together and everything else, and, measuring the dampeners and everything else. And I was just so surprised at the amount and the precision of detail that HKS puts in all their products. So it was definitely a no-brainer for me, moving through and having to rebuild my engine, that I wanted to do HKS components. So the last big item that I needed, all right, I can't hold it back anymore. We actually looked at it right before I came on camera, and I've been so distracted. I keep looking over. So let me show you guys what I'm here for. Let me show you what we got, okay? All right, guys, so this right here is their brand new, technically it's been released, but it's not even on their website. And I'm so honored to be able to get this. I don't know if I'm the very first, but as of the shooting of this video, as far as I know, they haven't officially released this yet. So this is their 7095. Now, what makes this important is that this is kind of their mid-size turbo, I'll say. Well, mid to kind of high side. The large turbos, I consider the 1,000 and up horsepower turbos. So this one's in that sub 1,000 category, and it's exactly what I'm looking for. So my goal for Project Shinigami is to have a sub 1,000 horsepower time attack car. For what I need to do, for what I drive and everything else. I don't need the 1,000+ horse. For me, 1,000+ horse. It's all good. It's all good. That was the lunch bell. So everybody has to go back to work now. All right, so this is my new turbo. This is HKS's 7095 ball bearing turbo. This is a brand new housing, a brand new turbo. It's an addition to their lineup. So they have a couple really big turbos that are all 1,000 horsepower turbos. I needed something that was under the 1,000 horsepower mark, but that still had a good usable range for me. Slightly smaller housing means it'll spool up a little quicker for me. So for Project Shinigami, I'm looking for, that like 800 usable range. So what I needed something with a little smaller housing that would get up in the RPMs, better for the circuit driver, better for time attack. And this is what I needed. So they just released this, kind of just released it. It's not, I don't know if it's fully official for them or not. It's kind of on their website, but not fully listed. So I've been waiting for this since January when I talked to them then. And the initial turbo I was looking at, you guys, if you've been following my project build, will know the original turbo I was going to order actually made enough power for a 2J, but not for an RB. So, you know, of course I need it for the RB. So this is their mid-size turbo that is kind of, you know, branching that difference that they needed, you know. So they have one that makes, you know, really good power, makes that like 4 to almost 800 depending on which block it's on. And then of course they have their 1,000+ horsepower ones, but those for me, the lag would be too great, you know, on the track. So this one here, this one is exactly what I need. And I'm super honored to be able to maybe get the first one. I'm not sure how many they've shipped out, but I haven't really seen anybody else talking about it. So maybe I'm the first one. So I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna get this installed along with everything else I need for my engine. So hopefully I get that running soon. And you guys let me know what you think. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out to the end. This is kind of a little surprise. I got through the video and everything else. I was editing, and in the whirlwind of everything, I forgot the most important part. I forgot to thank those involved. So I figured I would come in at the end, and you know, now that I'm home and everything else, and you know, I had some time to process the craziness that was Japan. I needed to do this, so I need to tell everybody thank you that was involved. There were a couple parties here that really made this possible. So first off, as you guys saw in the video and everything else, I really have to thank HKS. HKS was just super great about the entire process. They helped me out with picking out the size turbo I need, with the communication back and forth. And I mean, you saw the access I got. You know, I was able to bring you guys into HKS headquarters, show you their demo cars, stand around and talk and everything else, and you know, be escorted. So one, by far, I have to thank HKS. Two, if you guys don't know, the whole YouTube videos, everything I do for you guys, that's secondary to my primary job. So I still have a primary job at work, and everything else I bring you guys, I do as a secondary. So you know, YouTube isn't, at this point, you guys are getting me there. YouTube isn't my only source of income, so I do have a primary, and through my primary, that's actually where I got the access to HKS and access through my parts distributors. So I need to thank who I work for full time, which is SSR Performance, and I need to thank Turn 14. So without Turn 14 and the guys there, I wouldn't have had the access to HKS. I wouldn't have had the communication. They were really the go-between and really helped set all this up. They did come back a little, you know, and they were like, well, what do you mean you just want to go pick it up? You sure you don't want us to just ship it to you and, you know, you'll have it in a week? And I was like, why? You know, why overnight parts when I can literally fly out to Japan, which is, as you guys see and know, it's just another good excuse to go to Japan. Any excuse I get to go to Japan is worth it. So I needed to thank Turn 14 for that, and like I said, I needed to thank HKS because all the parties that were involved were definitely instrumental in getting me to this part. and they're instrumental in helping get Project Shinigami back on the road. So I'm really looking forward to getting this in, and I'm looking forward to showing you guys the GTR up and running. I mean, I had it a matter of months. You guys barely got to see anything. I took it out to the track and I blew it up. So thanks to HKS, because I'm almost there. I've got the 2.8 stroker kit from them and now the turbo. So those are my really big components that I needed. I still need a handful of small things, but I'm getting there. So hopefully Project Shinigami will be up and running pretty soon. So I get to show you guys and bring you guys that. And then it's time for Time Attack. It's time to get that thing back on the track and, you know, get going. So I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out to the end. This is kind of a little bonus for any of you that stayed through the whole thing. So I guess that's it. I think I thanked everybody. I don't think I forgot anybody. And oh yeah, this is over my shoulder. This is the new office. So this is the new kind of a sneak peek of the new office and studio space I'm working on for you guys. So it's still a work in progress. I don't want to show you everything yet, but I mean, you guys can kind of see. I got the toolbox here. Has all the camera equipment, everything else in it. I got the desk over my shoulder. Big screens, that's where I do all my editing, everything else for you. And then, as you can see, it's fun in here. I got some helmets on the wall. I got some photos over here. This wall over here that's a little bare. I'm waiting on some steering wheels to come in, so that should look really cool. And then when it's all set, I'll give you guys a tour and show you what it is. But the other main reason for this is so I can do product reviews, so I can do vlogs. You know, I can bring some people in and we can just talk and, you know, vibe and everything else about what's going on in the car community, the culture, you know, what cars are coming out, everything else. And it gives me a good place to bring that all to you. So pretty soon we're going to start having product reviews as I keep moving through project cars. Not that the GTR is going anywhere. Well, let me put that in a better way. The GTR is going to be going somewhere because it's going to get running soon. But I'm not getting rid of it. I have big plans for that. So as I get additional project cars, because you know how it is, you can never just have one or two or three, or, you know. I had a guy once tell me a couple videos back that you know, all your dailies end up, you know, you keep doing stuff to them and then they turn into a project and then they're no longer a daily, so you have to buy another daily for the daily. And, you know, it's a never-ending cycle, which is what we all love. And, you know, I'm sure one of the things that all bring us into, being into cars. So anyways, that's it for today. I really appreciate you guys. Drop those comments below and I'll see you guys at the next one. All right, thanks. Bye.